There was practice matches played yesterday in the AFL, and for those that are playing at home that didn't quite get a chance to get across them, I can tell you that Fremantle defeated Port Adelaide in Perth by 31 points, 92-61. The Brisbane Lions have got the Cats in a premiership hangover, 91-45, and the former Socceroo Craig Moore at the back was very upset about that. So the Lions looked good last night. The Cats are a little bit off their tucker. Down in Tassie, to kick it all off, the Hawks were taking on the Magpies, and in the end, the scoreline read like this: 14-16-100 for the Hawks. The Magpies 15-16-106. So a victory for the Pies, but I wonder what the Hawks took out of it. Let's find out from Rob McCartney, the footy manager at Hawthorn, who joins us on the line. Rob, good morning.
Morning, Harf. How are you?
I am well, mate. How are you? Footy season's around the corner. You're getting a bit itchy?
Yeah, I think, and you've been there at the pointy end. You go through a pre-season and you get to sort of late January, I reckon, and everyone's sort of looking for games to start, having some purpose at the end of your week for all the work that you do. So the last couple of weeks have been good in the sense that we've had a chance to play against a hostile opponent and not against ourselves, as we've done over summer. And we've seen sort of some polar opposites, I suppose. The Geelong game, a team that was probably better prepared and better ready around their method, and they were too good for us. And last night, we showed that we'd learnt a few things and we're a little bit better.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that Geelong game for a second, just from a coaching and growth opportunity perspective, where, I mean, as you said, they were really polished and slick, and they're the reigning premiers, so they're a serious footy team in full maturity mode. How important is that for the playing group to see what excellence actually is and to measure themselves against that early in the season when it really doesn't count? Yeah,
I think it's undoubtedly an opportunity to learn and grow, isn't it? I love Sam saying we either win or we learn.
Yeah.
And that deficit could be 5 points, or on the game against Geelong it was quite a hefty margin. But we learnt a lot from what the best do, and look, I know they got beaten yesterday, but I think they'll be thereabouts again this year. One of the things that was really important for us, and as you know, Harf, we're a young side that's just really starting to grow together, and some of the things that you experience along the way can be firsts, and we had a few firsts in the sense that I think in that game, we found out early that we were a little bit off our tucker and we weren't able to get back into the game, probably from a mindset sense.
Yep.
And, you do a lot of work around the technical skills and the physical skills. That's an area of the game, I think, in every AFL club that people are putting more time and effort into, and it was a real opportunity for us to spend a week just unpacking things around when the game doesn't go your way and how you can find your way back into the contest. And I think that was the beauty about last night. The Pies started red hot, and they got through us a couple of times, and it could have been really easy for a young group to think or feel or act that, this is a little bit like last week. But our group, I think, showed the learning of the week, and were able to readjust their mind as much as anything, and get back into the contest, and then start to show some of the growth that they're starting to build in terms of the technical skills and physical skills.
Yeah, that's right. The ability to rebound and get back in the game was one of the most impressive things from my perspective last night for the Hawks. And the performance of Cam McKenzie. Now I know why he was taken so highly and thought of so highly by the Hawks. Boy, how he looks like a player. Yeah, he had a great night. Young Cam was a bit unfortunate in the intra-club, copped a little bit of a corky, but what we loved about even that game was that happened in the first sort of 15 minutes, and the kid toughed it out, and didn't really tell Bart and the medical crew until after the game that he'd copped that early in the game because he just wanted to play the intra-club. It bled a little bit through that week and didn't play against Geelong, so we're really keen to give him some exposure last night. And yes, clean player, first possession player from stoppage, good decision maker. Not unlike what we saw with young Ward last year when we travelled over here to Devonport and played Richmond. He had a great last practice match. So what we've got to just temper is that, like with Josh Ward last year, there'll be some growth that we see, and then there'll be some times where there's a little bit of a plateau. So we just take our time with these young kids, but what we need to do is get games into them. And last year we were able to do that, and we'll continue to
really focus on putting time into that young talent. But we hope if you pause time and put 40 to 50 games into that midfield of Newcombe, Ward, McKenzie, what would they look like in 40 more games? And we think that they're going to be really good players for us.
Yeah, well, that looks like what we've got there of the Hawks at the moment. I was very impressed by McKenzie. You didn't mention James Worpel there. I want to ask you about James Worpel and the opportunity that presents him now. He's the best and fairest winner a couple of years ago, and then off the radar and off his tucker a little bit for a little while. But with O'Meara going and Mitchell going, is it time for him to lead this midfield now and take charge of it?
Oh, look, I think there's been some amazing number fives at the footy club.
You're saying all the right things, Rob.
Yes. No, look, what I love about Warps is that he has ridden that roller coaster, and what we forget, the kid's just 23.
Yeah.
He's a young player in the game still. Beauty being though he's got 79 games under his belt, and he's had the joys of good form and the challenges of when that erodes a little bit. He definitely has had a good pre-season. There is no doubt, some of our decision-making around Tom and Jager was to look to the future and provide opportunity to this next wave of young midfielders. And it's hard to do that when you've got 7 or 8 trying to work through that area of the ground. So, yeah, we were happy with Warps last night. It's not that the product is now polished and finished. He knows that he has to continue to work hard, and we really hope that he has a really good season. He has leadership qualities, but first and foremost, just get the job done that you've got in your role, and that's what Wolf has been really focusing on strongly. It
was good to see him in action last night doing good things. I'm a bit of a fan, I must admit, of James Worpel, as a lot of Hawks people are. Can I ask you, just before we let you go, Rob, it was a good performance last night. Now you've got a little break until March 19 when you take on the Bombers in round 1. What happens now?
Yeah, we get a bit of a break. We're down here in Tassie at the moment, still Harf, and we'll do a little bit in the community today, which is fantastic. We haven't been able to do as much of that, as you know, over the last couple of years. So our players all enjoy getting out and, sharing the love, I suppose, and the joy of being AFL footballers and what that brings to others. What will be exciting is tonight we're actually going to come together as a whole football club, and that's our men's and our women's program. And our women's program grew by 2 players yesterday. I don't know whether you heard about that.
I saw that.
We're pretty excited about the fact that Emily Bates and Greta Bodie are joining us. But our whole football club comes together tonight just to kick off the season in a nice sort of semi-formal social setting. And what our club's been known for, mate, is that we're the family club, and we've got to get back to those roots. And it's a good opportunity for us to come together tonight. Players will have a couple of days off after that. And then our focus, although it probably already is, will be well and truly on playing the Bombers in round 1 on the 19th at the MCG. And what a game. I think our 83 premiership side's going to have their reunion at that game. And, we get to kick off the season and hopefully find the next wave of talent that our football club's going to enjoy, and our fans are going to push through the turnstiles because they want to come and watch.
Get along, Hawks fans, and see that game and support them all the way through the year. If you want to be a member, hawthornfc.com.au is the place to start. Rob, enjoy your time in Tassie. Well done to the lads last night. Look forward to seeing how they go in 2023.
Yeah, appreciate your time, Harf. Good on you.
Good stuff. Rob McCartney with us, footy manager at Hawthorn.